This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Nevgold, Mr. Brandon Bonifacio. Brandon, how are you today?
Good, thanks, Gerardo. How about yourself?
I'm well. I know you've been busy. It's a slightly different gold market than the last time you and I chatted. We hoped and kind of saw that the trend was higher. It now looks like 2000 is going to be where gold is comfortable at. I think we see, much higher prices later on in the year. Would love to get your take there, but we have to talk about the news release from a couple of days ago. You had an intercept of 58.2 meters of 2.13 grams per ton oxide, including 12.32 grams per ton oxide gold over 5.9 meters. This was at the Cadillac Valley target area. Talk to me about the location of these holes, the portion of the assays that have been received, and why the team's so excited. We talked a bit off air, and I'd love for you to provide the context here around these results.
Definitely. So Cadillac Valley was one of the key highly prospective target areas that we identified at Limousine Butte. So at the start of this year, when we added our second rig in the middle of January, we put that rig at Cadillac Valley and started drilling that target. That is approximately 2 kilometers from the Resurrection Ridge area, which is where we released those initial batch of assays from February 8th it was. So it's very exciting that we're hitting known areas of mineralization approximately 2 kilometers away from the historical resource at Resurrection Ridge. And what's exciting about this hole is it is at the tip of the Cadillac Valley target area, and we tried to paint that picture in the news release with the long and cross sections that we presented. And what we're seeing from some of the follow-up holes that we drilled at Cadillac Valley is we're hitting some really, really good alteration at shallower levels. So it does mean that the mineralization is trending up dip, and we look forward to updating the markets on those releases as we receive them from the assay lab, which should be in and around the end of March. And I also want to say that it's great to see that this hole was sent to the lab in the third week of January, and we're already releasing assays as of March 8th. So it's fantastic that we're getting that live data, which then obviously helps with our interpretation and geological model and as we plan the rest of the program. So all in all, very exciting to see those results, and we're very excited about what's to come from these further assays as well.
And again, just to be absolutely clear, there's assays pending for the section from 277.7 meters to 403.6 meters, correct?
Correct on the remainder of this hole, but then we also have a number of other holes that have been completed, and those are the ones stepping back from that hole that's in the press release. So we have a number of other holes, say 4 to 5, that are at the lab from Cadillac Valley as well that are pending. So we should have a very comprehensive release coming sort of end of March timeframe on the remainder of those holes.
Great.
Valley area.
It's great to hear that the labs are turning the assays around. You mentioned in the release that Cadillac Valley is a new potential resource area. It's clear to me that you're going to be drill testing it with at least 3,500 meters, according to the release. Is there the potential that you expand on that depending on the assays? Because it's clear to me that this has become a near-term focus for the company.
Definitely, yeah. It's something we review on a daily or weekly basis in terms of where the holes are placed. So most definitely, if we continue to hit a long strike, which looks to be around 2 kilometers long to date from some of the holes that we've drilled, we will continue to drill that target area. There is a 3,500 meters of the 10,000 earmark today, but naturally, if we are having success with some of these holes and assays that we release shortly, we will continue to drill that target to really drive towards that near-term resource at the Cadillac Valley target area, along with the Resurrection Ridge area. And I think that's part of the story that Nevgold is trying to deliver on, is that we do have 2 key, what we would call deposit areas at Resurrection Ridge and Cadillac Valley. And if we can deliver successfully on that, we do think we have a near-term resource opportunity of north of 1 million ounces of oxide resources.
Your chief geologist talks about how, satisfying it is to have the results align with the geological model. It's again clear to me that model is becoming better understood with every release. Is that accurate there, Brandon?
Yes, definitely, it is accurate. And I think with that also, there's a number of new areas that, because we are delivering on our initial thinking and interpretation of the project and district, that there are some new areas that will fold into this drill program that could really open up new targets or potentially new deposits. So that's the real exciting part as well, is when you're having results aligning with your interpretation, that what else does that open up in the entire 67 square kilometer land package that could have the same characteristics as a resurrection of Cadillac Valley.
High grade oxide gold, Nevada, $2,000 gold. A lot to be excited for. Assays pending, the labs turning them around in pretty good turnaround times. A lot to like there. Anything to add to that?
No, I think that's a great summary, Gerardo, and looking forward to getting back in front of your audience on the back of that next assay release, and obviously gold's cost and stability here, obviously with some of the macroeconomic unfortunate situations that are playing out. But I think as a company, as I've said a number of times on your show and on the calls we've had, is as a company, we need to continue to execute on our stated deliverables to the market. And I think we've done that to date, and we'll continue to do so in the future. So thanks again for the time, and thanks again to all your listeners.
Well said. Looking forward to those assays and chatting again. Thanks again, Brandon.
Thanks, Gerardo. Have a great day.